What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Galactic Armory. Today I have got something that I am so excited to show you guys. I've been working on this thing for literally months now. It is my own 3D printed Venator Star Destroyer from the Clone Wars, and this thing is my most massive project ever. This beast took around 300 hours to print, and it's printed in over 50 individual parts. I was inspired to make this because my wife and I are currently working on the Lego Star Destroyer that is just an absolute beast. And I wanted something more of a Clone Wars version, but there's not really one readily available. And so I thought this would be a fun little project to take on alongside it. Like I said, it's got over 50 interlocking small pieces, so this should be able to be printed on most any printer without having to slice up parts of it. But in this video, I wanted to cover the assembly of it since there are so many pieces, as well as give you guys some tips for holding it all together. You can find the 3D files I use for this ship in the description down below. I am also selling raw 3D prints of this. It's such a massive print project, it's gonna take a while to make it, but if you guys don't have a 3D printer, you can use this option as well. With all that said, let's get right into the assembling of this beast. Okay, I'm gonna start with the port side wing. I've got the starboard side mostly kind of assembled over there, but that's just for reference. I found that looking at the 3D files also helps to kind of just know where each piece goes. So here I've got some 1/4 inch diameter wooden rods, and I'll explain what those do in a second. I've got some clips just to trim them down to size as well. But what those wooden rods do is they fit through the interior of the ship. Now, since the ship is so big, it needs to be able to support its own weight, or else it would break or snap at the slightest drop. Now, what these wooden dowel rods do is they drastically increase the overall strength of the ship. I should know, I've dropped this thing or let it fall over several times already, and these wooden dowel rods do such a great job at making sure the print stays together and is nice and strong. And these wooden rods run through the entire ship, so get yourself about 4 or 5 of these guys. I find them at Walmart. They also have them at just about any craft store, and remember, they're 1/4 inch diameter. Now here you can kind of see me just pre-assemble the wing just so that I know which parts goes where, and it just saves myself some time. But I'm going to use some E6000 to glue in the pieces together. They have little rectangular connecting pegs, but there's a little bit of room in there, like a little bit of wiggle room for the E6000 glue, so you can use a lot if you want to. That's why those connector pegs are a little bit smaller than they need to be. These wooden dowel rods also do a great job at ensuring that your pieces are aligned together properly. When making helmets, for example, it's very important to align all your parts, otherwise it might look a little bit off when you're finishing it. But these wooden rods force the pieces to go in place where they're supposed to. I've also got some cyanoacrylate super glue. I like to apply that right on the wooden dowel because the tolerances of the wooden dowel are tighter than the rectangular connecting pegs. That type of glue will cure and set a lot faster. I've updated the model a bit since this video was shot, so all of the wooden dowel rods should go in the same direction now. I did have a problem in this video where they were going different directions and I had to trim some of them short just to get them through, but those have been taken care of now. So that's the port side wing. We're gonna wait about 24 hours before really handling this thing, just because we want that E6000 to fully harden so none of our pieces move or shift around. But we can go ahead and assemble the core of this ship while we're waiting. Now the core pieces are where a lot of the mass of this ship comes into play. It's all the biggest pieces, and it's also the center of the ship. So we want to make sure all these pieces are as closely glued together as possible. Luckily, it's pretty much exactly like the wings of the ship were. We're going to use those 1/4 inch wooden dowels to align the pieces and put some E6000 and some cyanoacrylate superglue between the pieces. The E6000 covers a lot of the edges of the core, while the cyanoacrylate superglue is more for the wooden dowels inside those rectangular connecting pegs. Now our glue needs to dry for this one as well, but I'm going to stand it up vertically so that the pieces don't shift or slump downwards. We want the glue to cure while it's, straightly oriented. Here's a look at the tail fin of the ship as well as the bridge. It's pretty similar. Use the wooden dowel rods through the interior of the pieces and use your E6000 and cyanoacrylate superglue to hold the pieces in place. You want them to be as close to the main body or the main core of the ship as possible, just so that there's not any gaps between the pieces. Now all the other holes you saw on the back side there are for the engines, but we're not going to be gluing those in. Those pieces are a lot more detailed and I want to work with those last, and so we'll paint them, smooth them, everything, and then assemble those to the main body. Okay, now that we got both wings and the core assembled, we can start putting them together. Now that basically just entails a lot of glue, I'm just going to lay it on heavy with the E6000. There are no dowel rods aligning these pieces, so try and do your best to keep everything aligned. I'm going to use some bungee cords on this just to keep it as close together as possible so that when the glue cures, the seams between the pieces are hardly even there. Okay, now we're going to repeat this process for the other wing, just using a lot of glue, some bungee cords to keep things tight, and I'm also going to go through my E6000 and try and fill in the cracks. There are a few, and just due to the nature of a ship this scale and the different orientations of printing the parts, that will happen a little bit, but you are able to fill in those cracks with a little bit of glue. So just use something with a nozzle, that way you can easily direct the flow of glue, make sure that it's only going in between the cracks of the pieces and not anywhere else that you don't want it to. Now if we look closely at this assembled ship so far, there are still a few little gaps between the pieces, and we're going to be using some wood glue for that just because you can really lay it on, and I had some on hand. It kind of seeps between the cracks better than the E6000 does. So I'm just going to pump some wood glue into those cracks. Hopefully that'll fill those up. And wood glue works the same way. It can be sanded and it'll hold the entire thing together pretty well. There's also a few details on the backside of the ship that house the engines that we still want to glue on. I waited for these so that we could attach the bungee cords like around the front side of the ship, so it's pulling those pieces forward into place. And we'll let the glue cure for another 24 hours so that we've got a nice strong ship. Okay, some of the finishing touches for the assembly include the two bridges. Those just fit together with some connecting pegs. Since they're so small details, I couldn't get any wooden dowels in there. But we'll slap those two guys in, make sure all the engines are fitted in their place. They're not glued, they're just fitted for now. But I thought it'd be fun to weigh this current thing just to see how hefty this thing is right now. And right now, before painting and sanding and all that, it comes in at a whopping 7.5 pounds. This thing is absolutely massive, and I can't wait to weigh it again when we're all done just to see how much material goes onto that to smooth it all out and all those sorts of things. So there you go, guys. That is how you assemble the Venator Star Destroyer. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed the project. I'm really excited to see how this one turns out. I've never worked on anything this size before, but I think it's really cool to push the limits to 3D printing, see exactly what it can do, what it's capable of. In the following videos, I'll show you guys like how to smooth it, how to paint it, and how to finish it, and all those sorts of things. There's going to be a lot of work to it, so it'll probably be a video series of some sort, but I hope it gives some of you guys the confidence to take on a project like this yourself. It is a big project, let me tell you that, but so far it's very rewarding, and I just love having a ship this big, of one of my favorite ships of all time. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.